Good morning, everybody. I'm Rick, and this is Two Brothers Outdoors. So first thing this morning, before we get started, we're going to run up to the vet's office real fast. I've got to bring a urine sample up from our older dog, Riley. We have to do this about every 2-3 weeks. She's having kidney problems and liver problems, but she's 14 years old. And as it goes in dog years, she's coming down to the end of things, I suppose, pretty soon. It's going to be a sad time. But we've had 14 wonderful years with her, and she's probably one of the smartest dogs I've ever had. She's an American Staffordshire Terrier. And boy, I'll tell you, if you ever owned a Staffy, you know what I'm talking about. Tim and I got some real nice big ash logs out of the stump dump earlier this summer, and we've been kind of saving them for maybe something special. And we got a gentleman that wants to build a table, so we're going to take one of these logs and cut it into slabs for him, and he's supposed to be out this afternoon to pick it up. Our next video, we will probably do a review on the Magic Eagle trail camera. It's a trail camera that communicates with your cell phone while it's out there in the woods. We've had some technical difficulties with it, probably us, as things are advancing and we're only advancing in age. But anyway, we're going to do a review on it. We agreed to do a review. So we're going to take and pull the card and see what we have for pictures and show you that camera. And I don't know, we'll see what we got on the card, right? I started to tell you about the camping trip. We went north to go fishing, and we ended up coming home early. It started to rain, and Thursday was supposed to be a washout, and it was. So we came home Wednesday afternoon, and I'm glad we did, because yesterday we got about 2 inches of rain, which we need desperately. I don't think it's going to help anything with the level of the creeks and stuff, but at least we did knock down the fire danger a little bit, and some of the plants and grass and stuff got water. Much needed water. Okay, so we dropped off the urine sample at the vet, and I guess they'll call us a little later with the results. Hopefully things are looking a little better than they were a couple weeks ago. Alright, so we're going to head home and get that ash log on the mill and start cutting it up. It's fall, and our apple trees are full of apples, and we have a lot of deer coming up. We've been watching some young bucks. Got a couple spike horns, got a young 6-point crotch horn. Some really nice bucks are showing up as well, but like I mentioned what size they are, obvious reasons. Hunting season has started. But anyway, had a little excitement last night concerning a bear. We'll talk about that when we get home. So let's head home and get busy with the day. There's a lot going on in the news these days, and a lot of it's not very good. So if watching our channel brings you a little peace and tranquility from our everyday exploits in the Adirondack Mountains of New York, I'm glad we can be here. I just passed one of those trucks that sell meat out of the back of it at the convenience stores and stuff like that. Sturgis, I think is the name of it. And they advertise 20 ribeye steaks for $39.95. So we got sucked into it. We bought the pack of 20 ribeye steaks, and then we bought some really nice looking thick steaks. At any rate, we spent $200-something, and the 20 ribeyes that were for $39.95 are paper thin. And I'm talking about, if you remember back years ago, they had a thing called steakums. I don't know if they still exist or not, but you throw them in a frying pan, you can make yourself a Philly steak sandwich or something like that. Well, that's about what they are, except they're tough. And the nice looking steaks we bought, they weigh 14 ounces each. They're really thick cut, a lot of marbling in them. Supposed to be ribeyes. They're full of grizzle, a lot of grizzle in them. And I don't know if you guys have ever butchered an animal or not, but I can tell you right now, ribeyes do not usually have grizzle in them. Not if they're properly cut, anyway. So, we took it in the shorts on that one. Lesson learned, I guess. Alright guys, here's something we haven't seen all summer. Rain. We're headed up top of the mountain, almost home. And we have some rain. It's wonderful stuff. This is Riley. She's our 14-year-old Amstaff. Hey baby girl. She can't hear, she's deaf. But you can hear a cheese wrapper still. When I built this sawmill shed, we would either back the logs up here on the mill with the log arches, or we'd back up alongside the mill here, come around the backside, drop the log off there and roll the log up on a couple of planks onto the mill if it was a big log. Then I built this addition, and the thought behind the addition was it'd give us a little more room, and if I had to, I could back a log in here, drop it, and roll it up on the mill. And in theory, it worked out great. But what happens is, well, if you got space, you fill it. All right, guys, we're going to pick up this big log over here. First thing I'm going to do is take these Garvey tongs off of here. You guys got a tractor with a bucket on it. Those are some really nice tongs. Those are 28-inch. They make a 36-inch and they make an 18-inch. The 18 is only 2 like this, but the rest of them got the four teeth, and they really grip a log well. We do have a discount code for those, so if you're interested in them, go on down to our comment section there and click on the Garvey link and put in the discount code, and you will get a discount on those log tongs or grapples or whatever you want to call them, but they are a nice grapple. All right, guys, sometimes these big short logs like this can really fight you putting them on the mill, but we got it, and we're going to start slicing it up here in a few minutes. That may be on the next video. It may not be. I don't know yet. Got some really cool features to it here. It's got a big knot, some other knots. We'll see what we get into when we start cutting it. Whew, boy. That fought me way too hard. I have to get a drink on that one. All right, guys. So anyway, oh, you know what I want to do? I want to share a story with you since we talking about old dogs. Now, 14, 15 years ago, I had a Weimaraner. Great bird dog. He would do anything with birds. Turkeys, pheasants, grouse, woodcock, ducks. It didn't matter. He was a great dog. He lived to be 13 years old, which is really old for a Weimaraner. But we took him duck hunting for the first time. And, you know, you sit there in the dark waiting for that moment of daylight when the ducks start flying and everybody starts shooting. We shot a few ducks and he went after them just like a pro. Never even hesitated. So then things slowed down real quick, you know, as it does. When you're duck hunting, all of a sudden the ducks just are gone. People start quacking, hoping to get a duck to come back. And Smokey disappeared into the bushes. He came back and he had a duck in his mouth. I looked at my buddy. I'm like, hey, Don, did we shoot one that fell behind us? He goes, geez, I don't know. You know, we were just shooting so fast in such a flurry. He said, maybe. So he spit the duck out, picked it up. Oh, good boy, you know, put the duck down. He snuck off in the bushes again, and he came back a couple minutes later with another duck in his mouth. And I'm like, geez, you know, we didn't miss two. So I took the duck from him and petted him and told him he was a good boy and put the duck down. And he started sneaking back in the bushes again. So I followed him this time. He went down around and came out on a point that was down from us a little bit. There was a guy sitting there and looked like he was doing some kind of voodoo ritual. He had all the ducks hung up in a tree around him. Had a nice lab sitting there next to him. And my dog walked over and he stood up on his hind legs. And Smokey was a big dog. He was 130 pounds. Stood up on his hind legs and grabbed a duck and come back down on all fours. And at this time, I had caught up with him and I'm Smokey. He looks at me and I take the duck and I ask the guy, I said, is he stealing your ducks? He goes, yes, he is. And he's too big to argue with. So I apologized and brought his ducks back to him and we had a good laugh. He said he was really impressed in how the dog worked on the ducks out in the water. But I'll tell you, he was too eager to please. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it on that note. Thanks for coming along with us. And until the next one, we will catch you later. Hit that subscription button if you're not subscribed. And if you enjoy this kind of content, where we don't talk about the world news and all the bad events going on in the world, but just the peace and tranquility of living in the mountains, leave that in the comments below. All right. Thanks for coming along. We'll catch you later.